Hello and good morning. This is the Breville Barista Touch Impress, model BES881 in white sea salt. As you saw in the photos, this is a very clean unit. This is actually my personal unit for about 6 months. I was using it just to test the platform, see how it is, have an idea about the pros and cons of this model. I'm now upgrading or trying out the Oracle. So I'm selling this one, I'm no longer needing it. I've had family move over, so we're a bigger household that need more automation. That's why we've gone to the Breville Oracle. But otherwise, I think this is an excellent model. This is not going to be a review video. Of course, I'm sure you've already done that research. This unit is a great unit if you like milk-based drinks and if you only drink about 1 to 3 cups a day. And you want full automation. So in this video, I'm going to be testing that. I'm going to be making my morning latte on it. It's actually been in storage for the past few weeks, so I may have to adjust the grind settings a little bit. But I've just added some beans and some water. I've got some milk here in my milk jug. And let's just go right through it. So every time I make a coffee on this machine, I have to do a warm-up shot or a blank shot. Basically, I put in the handle without any coffee in it. Put my cup underneath and press the coffee button. It'll give me hot water. It'll warm up my portafilter in my cup, and it'll also act like a bit of a cleaning flush. It'll flush whatever coffee grounds that I've forgotten to flush. You can do that once or twice. Should be enough if you just do it once at least. Just a little bit of heat to get the machine going goes a long way. Right, once that's done, you want to take out the portafilter, drain all the water, grab a tissue and dry it. So you want it to be dry before you grind, so your coffee comes out consistent. It's a fully automatic machine. You don't really have to sort of measure with a scale or be super specific about certain things, but I will measure that just for your curiosity. I'm sure you are. This machine usually doses between 17 and 19 grams, depending on the bean grind size and the bean roast type. So I'm just going to reset my scale and see what we get. Measuring the input helps us determine the perfect output. I'm going to be using grind size number 10, which is the double basket, and I've got the double basket in there as well. Just reset my scale again. Okay. And just touch to grind. Alright, so we just ground some coffee and it's telling us to trim. What does that mean? That means with this tool, you need to use it to trim the top layer. Because we haven't used the machine for a while, the grind calibration is a bit off. So things like the grind size and the grind time need to be recalibrated by making another coffee. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim now. I use this tool and twist it around and then chuck this top layer in the bin. It just slides off. And then I'm just going to tamp again. It should be on the green line. There we go. It's on the green line. That means the coffee is perfect, the coffee amount. Sometimes it goes the other way around. So instead of having too much coffee like today, we can get too little coffee, and the coffee level will be less than what we want, and the machine will it'll detect that. It'll say, please press the button again to grind a little bit more, and then after it grinds a little bit more, you press, and then you see that it's on the green line, it's happy, and you proceed with your coffee. That's the beauty of this machine. It's fully automated. Only in the first day, maybe first 1 or 2 coffees, you'll have to learn how much to grind for, and it'll have to teach you what grind size to use. But once you make those first two coffees, it'll memorize, and then the next time you make a coffee, you press the button, it finishes grinding, and then you tap it once, and it's on the green line every time. That's been my experience. It's almost always, I would say 95% of the time, it's been on the green line. Very rarely it needed me to grind a little bit more, and very, very rarely it needed me to trim. That's why I had to actually look for this trimming tool. I haven't used it in a long time. But it's going to be included with your machine. I usually do it twice just to be safe. It just helps polish things. That's for the amount. Now, it'll give you the perfect amount every time, perfectly level, and also the correct amount as well. The other thing is the grind size. So like I said, I was on number 10. The grind size will determine the speed of your coffee. So if your coffee brews too quickly, it probably means your grind size is too large, and the machine will detect that. It'll tell you the brew was too fast. Consider reducing your grind size. If your grind size is too fine, it's too small, the output will be too slow, and your machine will tell you that as well. It will tell you the brew was too slow, please increase your grind size to speed it up. So think of the grind size or the particle size as if it's the speed of the brew. You want your coffee to come out in about 25 to 35 seconds. Less than that and it tends to be a bit more sour. More than that and it tends to be a bit more bitter. You may like that, so you just go with your taste. You don't have to follow my words. Go with what you think tastes best. But in my experience, you want a grind size that makes your coffee in about 30 seconds, and about a 40 gram shot. So now I've selected, in here you can select the amount of brew of the coffee coming out. You can select the single, select the double. You can also select the custom. Now, from my experience, the double is usually too long for a double shot. So a double shot is about 18 grams in, 36 grams out. I've actually forgotten to measure the input and output. That's amazing. Let me see if I can fix that up. Yeah, it's about 17.5 grams, which is really good. That's usually does about 18 anyway. So the fact that it's done 17.5 automatically, without me intervening really, it's excellent. I'm gonna put this in there. Yes, so we're talking about grind size. Yeah, so 18 grams in, 40 grams out in 30 seconds is the perfect brew time. And to achieve that on this machine, I've noticed that I should select not the double, but you go minus twice, minus. So it's this second option. The first option says it's a single shot. The second says custom, and the third one says double. We want double minus 2, or in other words, single plus 1. That makes, for me, about almost 38 to 42 grams almost every time. Very, very consistent in my experience. So much talking, but not enough coffee making. Let's get rid of this water in the cup. Let's reset my scale. And let's just do it. Go for it. It should give us, if our settings are correct, between 38 and 42 grams in about 30 seconds. It's got a timer on the screen as well. Okay, started pouring around the 6-second mark. It's coming out both spouts pretty evenly, I would say. It's coming at a decent rate, I would say, but maybe could be a bit faster. I'll let it go and see when it stops. It stopped at the 25-second mark, and it's 26. Not exactly what I want. So I'll try that again. It was probably just the fact that it hasn't made a coffee in a while. I'm gonna quickly get rid of that. Show you how easy it is. So quickly get rid of that. quickly wipe it with a tissue. Just like that. Get rid of that. Grind again. Reason why I'm doing it again is it was less than I desired. I wanted to be about 38-40 grams. It gave me 25. See, now it's dosing a little bit less, so it's asking to grind a little bit more. And then, perfect, now it's on the green line. I assure you, and the next time you grind with these beans, it'll be on the green line. It just learns by making 1 or 2 coffees. So if you make 1 coffee, and it gives you too little, you add a little bit more and add a little bit more, and then it arrives at the perfect amount. It memorizes that duration. And on the other hand, if you grind too much, it'll dial it back and then try again. Nonetheless, let's make the coffee. I'll try that one more time, and if that doesn't work, maybe instead of single plus 1, I will try single plus 2. You know what, I'll just try single plus 2 now, and hopefully that gives us a better shot. Make sure your milk is ready, because after this, you'll be steaming your milk straight away. In fact, you can actually queue your milk. You can put your jug here, touch the milk button, and it will automatically steam after your shot is finished. Alright. Now I'm learning that my grind size is probably too small, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase it a couple numbers higher. I'll increase it from 10 to 12. This is why it's important to spend a couple of days learning the machine, because it won't be perfect settings from that first day, but it'll be quite easy to learn. So now I've stopped it early because I know it'll take forever to finish my shot. I'll purge the grind a little bit, just to get rid of the old grind size. Then I'm going to grind again. Alright, because we reduced the grind size, it's asking to grind a little bit more. There we go. I'm doing all of this in the standard coffee menu. There is, in the settings, a barista guidance sort of program that helps you make this process easier. So it'll tell you to grind a little bit, brew a little bit, grind a little bit, make a coffee, etc., etc. But that's fine. You don't have to use that. Alright, I'm going to leave that few drops in there, shouldn't hurt. And I'm going to brew again. Remember, we're on grind size 12 and we're on the custom single plus 2 setting, or double minus 1 setting. Perfect. It started outputting the coffee at about 7 or 6 seconds. It's coming out nice and smooth from both spouts. It's going at a decent rate. Should be stopping very shortly. Looks like it's going to stop at the 25-second mark. 27. Very good. Very happy with this shot. Let's measure the output. 40.7. See, I told you. It's pretty good. I think if you leave these settings, it should be pretty consistent next time around. You will have slightly different experience based on what beans you use. So the next time you use this machine, just use these settings. It shouldn't hurt. So use grind size 12. Use the, you know what? I'll just save it as save it as a new drink so you can have the settings. Okay, looks like it's already saved. I'll go here, custom, save, overwrite. There we go. So M as in Muhammad. I'll save the milk at number 4. Oops. There we go. Awesome. Now just use my settings. It's called M for Muhammad. It should give you this amount of coffee, hopefully, at least close enough. And if your shots take too long, so if your shot comes out more than 35 or 40 seconds, the machine will probably tell you, but also you need to know that as well. If you just look at it and it's more than 40 seconds on the screen, then dial it down to slow it down. Sorry, dial up the grind size to speed it up. And again, if your shots are coming out too quickly, your shot's taking less than 20 seconds to come out, and they're still about 40 grams in length, but they take less than 20 seconds. You need to grind finer to slow them down, make them last that 30 seconds brew time as well. Okay, that's the shot out of the way. Next is the cleaning. Very easy. Just if you've got a knock box or a bin, just 1 or 2 taps, it should be out. Do a quick flush as well, just to clean. That's going to clean your shower screen as well as your portafilter. If you rinse it underneath, just let it run for about 6 or 8 seconds, and that should be enough. If you want to be extra nice to your machine, grab a clean tissue and wipe it from the inside as well. So wipe the flanges, wipe the rubber seal and the shower screen. There's always a little bit, as you can see, a little bit of coffee grounds retained, even if you've done the flush. There's always a little bit of oils and coffee grounds in the nooks and crannies of the group head that you can always wipe off. I'm going to grab another tissue and keep the machine nice and clean for you. You don't want water to sit too long, otherwise it may stain in the long term. Same thing for this backsplash plate. Let's do the milk. So I'm going to use the automatic setting. It's got a wonderful manual mode, so if you push the wand up and press manual, it'll froth manually. It allows you to steam for up to 90 seconds in one single session. That's to protect the boiler from overheating. That's pretty strong steam. It's an insulated one, meaning that it's very easy to clean. You don't have to scrub it really hard with a wet towel. Just a tissue or a damp cloth or a damp tissue should do the trick. And then it will auto clean when you push it down as well. Anyway, I'm going to use the automatic setting. So you have to use a flat jug. So this included jug is flat underneath and it touches the temperature sensor. If you use a concave jug that is not flat underneath, it may not make contact with this temperature sensor, so just be careful. I'm going to use 65 degrees temperature, level 4 froth. It should give us a lot of froth. I've adjusted the internal air pump to give me more froth. So at even 1 or 2, level 1 or 2, it'll give you very smooth milk. At level 3 or 4, it'll give you quite thick milk for a cappuccino or a latte. So let's try that. I'm using cow's milk. My jug is filled about halfway with cow's milk straight from the fridge. Let's give it a try. I forgot to say, if you like to add any sugar or sweetness to your coffee, add them before the shot is brewed. Helps them mix better. Otherwise, because of the video, I'm going to have to add them after the fact. So it stops at about 60 degrees on the screen, but in reality it is about 65 degrees as per my thermometer. Let me quickly show you after I'm done. I will get a damp tissue. That's a lot of foam, which is pretty good. Give it a good wipe. And then when you push it down, it'll automatically clean the nozzle. Just make sure you put a piece of tissue nearby so you can wipe that off. It sprays a little bit of milk as it sprays out the water. So just maybe a few spots of milk around. I like to wipe them with tissue as well. But yeah, here's my milk. It was about 65 degrees, I swear to you, as set on the original screen. For some reason, this version, it reads a little bit less on the screen, but the actual temperature is the correct 65 degrees. So it stopped at 57 on the screen, but in reality, it is 65. Multiple people have reported that online, as do I. So I'm going to mix my espresso and mix the milk. So knock it on the counter to break any big air bubbles that you've got. Swirl it around. Until it's nice and smooth. I believe if you use level 1 or 2, it'll be more flatter milk with less bubbles. So very good for flat whites. 3 or 4 better for lattes. You just have to give it a few knocks to break those big air bubbles that you get. After that, it's pretty smooth. Very, very nice. Great work, Breville. Wonderful coffee, it makes wonderful espresso is wonderful lattes. I'm sure you can enjoy this machine to the max once you've got it. It got some latte art. I mean, that's not the aim of my videos. I just want to make a good tasting coffee, and this machine absolutely does that. But every now and then, if you're lucky, you can pour yourself some latte art. If I'm lucky. I mean, if you're skilled, you can do this every day. But for me, I just like to make a good tasting coffee. Now, that's a coffee on the Breville Barista Touch Impress. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.